And welcome back to another episode of All of Fabric 5, where, in between episodes, I duplicated our parallel electric compressor setup with an electric wire mill setup. So this may be over the top at the moment, having this many wire mills connected back into the system, and these cables look a lot better now that I've gotten rid of the steam pipes also in the way. And we've got room for 4 more of these setups in this single chunk. So we're going to be trying to do that. Now, I did hear a wandering trader. I do hear a wandering trader. Where are you? I hear you, but I don't see you. You might be underground. You might be underground. Okay, cool. So, today, what I would like to do is hopefully get rid of this mess down here. If we were going to do that, we would actually want probably, and I'm not entirely sure how I want to do these setups, but one of those setups for macerators, one's for furnaces, one for mixers, although mixers is a little bit different because you can't really have items just go into a chest and then get split amongst multiple, because most of the mixers recipes require at least 2 recipes, well, at least 2 ingredients rather. And so it'd be pretty easy for like half the ingredients to go into one mixer and half to go into the other, and then it's just going to clog up and break. So we'll probably do mixers a bit different, maybe more like this kind of setup. And maybe we make sure we don't like load up one mixer with heaps of recipes. Maybe that's how we'll handle that. Since it'll be an electric mixer, that might not be too bad, because they go faster and faster as they're running. And steel cutting machine. Cutting machine, I think we can safely enough make another one of those setups. So that's 1, 2, 3 more setups. And that'll be kind of cool. And there is something else we need to deal with. Ore processing. Whether or not we go the route of one of these setups, I don't think we will. We might want multiple macerators, because certain resources you have to crush twice, some you only have to crush once, some you don't really want to crush in a macerator, like the rubies and diamonds, because then they just end up as diamond dust. And we don't have the machine for turning them back into diamonds themselves. So, bit of figuring out to do there. What I've got saved in my recipes is fluix seeds. I've just set that up. I had to go behind Certus again to make a big thick cable, because we've used 8 channels over here, and we're probably going to want a few more today. We're definitely going to want a few more today. So, electric mixers. These look doable. I don't think there's anything new in making an electric mixer. Electric macerators. We have to make rotary blades. Could probably craft these manually. That's not too bad. I think the rest of this is kind of normal. Electric furnace, however, requires magnetic cupronickel wire. Now, we've already got cupronickel wire here, so this isn't too bad, although we should add it. And cupronickel is, you mix nickel and copper together to get cupronickel dust. I didn't see another way to do this. There doesn't appear to be an alloy furnace recipe. So we're either always going to have to crush them into dusts, copper and nickel, or we store our resources as dusts all the time and just process them as we need them. I'm not sure how I want to go about that. We'll figure it out. And then once we've got ourselves cupronickel sorted, we need plates, we need wires, we need cables. And then we can make these cupronickel coils, and these cupronickel coils are for making the electric blast furnace. Now, do we want multiple of these? We'll start with 1, but I suspect we're going to be making stainless steel, we're going to be making kenthol, chromium. We can make steel in them, as usual. Cool. Can make silicon with quartz and carbon. Interesting. Quartz and coke make silicon as well. Cool. And starting to get into aluminum. We can electrolyze bauxite and get 4 aluminum. I think we get titanium, we get a little bit of oxygen. Okay. Interesting. We might be getting into this. No, it requires aluminum for a start. So we want the electric blast furnace, which is going to get us into aluminum. Right, so as per usual, a whole bunch of recipes to teach here. What do we want to start with? Furnaces would be good. If we do that, we need to know how to make this. A mixer might be a good start then, if we're doing a whole bunch of this carry on. So let's start with the mixer. I think we know how to make all of this. And we can check that by... Okay, so we don't know how to make fluid pipes, or we've already got them. So we'll chuck this in a molecular assembler. And then we will try and get... Let's just get one. Nice, easy. There'll be a bunch of stuff happening here. There should be some wire mill action happening too. And we still haven't used our assembler that we made. Should really get that set up. And we got plate stuff happening. There we go. All 5 of them processing different things. Wire mills starting to go. Though we're probably kind of waiting on plates to get made. So we're not quite utilizing all of this yet. But it's still pretty neat. And I think we're doing okay for power. I think we're not quite using an outrageous amount of power yet. A little bit of crafting later. We have our mixer and a macerator. Neat. I also just realized I can hide some of these cables under the floor. And that looks a lot tidier. We don't have all that crossing over going on. And yeah, it's a little bit hard to walk, but luckily we can crawl. So easy enough to get around that. And we could, of course, dig the floor out another layer down, which will be cool. So we'll set the macerator up. I guess we'll start here. That's kind of going to be where this goes. You're going to go there. The mixer is going to go here. It didn't automatically connect, which is a little bit dumb, but that's okay. We can run this along here as well. We have our mixer, and we've got the first of 5 macerators. So we're going to have to set up the recipe tower thing that we've been doing there. Is this a good way to do it? I don't know. Definitely works. I'm sure there's a tidier way, but aside from the barrels kind of not fitting the theme, this looks pretty good. If this was something else, that would be better, I think. But alright. Do we have a pattern thing on in our inventory? No, we don't. Okay, let's run some cables. We can probably hook into this. Keeping in mind we're going to have a roof of some description up here, so it might look terrible at the moment, but kind of building the factory first. I missed. We'll do that there. Let's get one of those pattern providers. One of these. I mean, can we get 10? No, we cannot. Can we get like 4? No, we cannot. Can we get 2? Oh dear, are we out of logic processors? Oh, and we're out of... Okay, alright. I need to set... I've got them all somewhere. Our inscribers and our logic presses. They need to be set up. Where are they going to live? Where are they going to live? They're kind of going to take up a little bit of room. Maybe we just run them along here. The issue being we're going to want 5 of them. Yeah. It's not going to be too bad. I'll sort out some cabling. We don't need to watch how this is all set up again. Yeah. Alright, I'll get these going. Well, I just discovered something very interesting. These advanced inscribers, I kind of just made them because you can stack a bunch of things. But this was actually putting stuff back into the system. So I chucked diamonds in here and it made these, and they just immediately got pulled into the system. So I'm not sure if that's how they all work. I guess we'll find out. It's going to be kind of cool if that is the case. It totally is. that makes things super easy. So yeah, just making a few of these, well, obviously because they're much better. I'm just not quite sure how the importing works. But that's really neat. We probably only want to keep like the amount of stuff in there that makes sense. There, I'll stop messing with it. Stop messing with it. Hopefully we can get another couple of these. And so these are processors coming in. Cool. We want 3 more. We're missing 1 inscriber. We want 2 more. I must already have 1 sitting over there. Neat. And then we'll set up some auto crafting for this. Can we get the pattern providers yet? Not yet. Oh, that's right. Logic processors. Okay, I need to set up recipes for that. Something interesting I just discovered is you can essentially make infinite Certus quartz. So what you do is you create some of those seeds which take Certus quartz dust and sand, and you grow them in here and they turn into the full crystals. But then you can just crush those crystals to get more, and it doubles every time. So we got 52 Certus quartz crystals. We can then chuck these in something like our electric macerator, which is... This guy's going to get pretty quick, I think. Anyway, yes, as fun as it is to watch machines start going faster and faster. Then we end up with like 1 Certus quartz dust per Certus quartz, and we just turn it back into seeds. So that's handy. That is very, very handy. You can pretty quickly end up with a whole bunch of Certus quartz. And I'm not going to have to go mining for it again. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, if I'm honest. We just need to keep like an emergency 1 Certus quartz dust spare so that we can generate infinite from it. We could automate it and keep a bunch in stock. Probably also not a bad idea. And then we should be able to craft cupronickel dust. That's going to go away and do some things. I don't actually know how long that's going to take. We should eventually see the mixer working. There we go. Mixer is away. Cupronickel dust. I thought that was going to extract. Oh, it didn't. Okay, so no, we do need to extract out of the machine. Oh, it comes out there. Okay. So we could move the pattern provider. I think instead what I want to do is this. That'll work. Not quite as nice, but I've kind of been stacking all the interfaces on top of machine. Well, except for this situation. Interesting. So we could probably get away with one of these. Alright. But then we'll have cupronickel dust. Then we would just need a electric furnace, but that was maybe not too far away. I might start crafting the recipes for that. So we know cupronickel dust now. Then it's just cupronickel nuggets and all these other bits and pieces. It's going to take a while to teach these. Cool. So I think we should now be able to craft an electric furnace. And that's going to make a lot of this auto crafting even better. Once we find a spot to put this, this goes here. If we got one of these, and we can, there we go. There's all the cupronickel stuff's going to be happening. Go. Running out of power. I really need to hook this applied logistics system up to the power being generated over there. That would be a wise decision. But hopefully this is going somewhat smoothly. So we've got a bunch of wire happening, which is cool. Yeah, I don't quite understand how these crafting co-processors work. Like, are these actually getting utilized at all? I don't know. I mean, there's stuff happening. I can't complain. This actually shouldn't be too far away. Now, some of these things, this is the first time we're crafting them, so they may not work. Oh, you're away. This thing is kind of slow. One electric furnace. And then, well, I better set up another one of these things. I think we're doing okay for channels. I've split off another one. We're using 15 of 32 channels, so we're almost halfway. We've still got a bunch more pattern providers we can put in here. I think I'm low on cables, unfortunately. Oh. So you will go there, and then we'll do the barrel thing. And that should be cool. This is going to go here. Neat. Neat. I do kind of like this setup. Alright, things are getting tidier. The cutting machine is the last thing we've got set up in this old old area for doing stuff. And that's pretty neat. So probably going to get away with one macerator and furnace for now. I don't know if I quite have the resources to spam them like I did here. And maybe that would have been a better approach than going straight to 5 is maybe just starting with 1. But, cool. Let's hopefully craft the electric blast furnace. So, we want... What are these things? What's this? Modern Industrialization. Modern Industrialization. We have nothing. That doesn't quite work like that. Yeah, obviously not. So we want cubical coils. 16 of these. Oh, we're out of rubber again. Alright. We've got a whole bunch of paper. I made sure I crafted a bunch of that. Do we have... Oh, I don't know what I was just doing there. Oh, let's look up tanks. We've got a little bit of synthetic rubber left, and we should be able to get this processed pretty quickly here. We need to, get that actually sorted. But that should be kind of cool. Yeah, that's extracting. Neat. Possibly not quite fast enough to actually keep up, but... And there we go, that's all the rubber we can get. Right, so we're going to have to make another batch of that. That's okay, I definitely want to automate that and have like a processing line for rubber, I think. Well, maybe we can do it without doing that, I don't know, we'll try. So if we try again for 16 cubical blocks, not a problem. We want 17 machine casings. I'm assuming we're going to want some inputs and stuff as well. We're missing invar plates and gears. Why have I not taught the recipe for that? Well, that won't be too much of an issue. Alright, I think we've got everything. Nice. So we got ourselves this electric blast furnace. Where I'm going to put it, I was kind of thinking this area here. Now, I can't remember how this gets laid out. Okay, so this sits on the bottom layer. Cool. So this is not a great place for it. Are we going to want to hook into these channels, or are we going to want separate channels? Now, we could sit over here near our power generation. That might look cool. We can go right up to this edge here, so let's try it. We'll see what it looks like. We can always move this later. Now, is that the very back of the chunk border? No, so we can probably go here. Easy enough. Actually, maybe back one more. Let's go right up against there. Hide those chunk borders. That goes something like that. And then let's keep this in our offhand so we figure out where things go. Cool. So, it's actually very hard to see what's going on holding that. Now, I've kind of got this set up as a nice all-purpose blast furnace. So we've got item inputs, item outputs, and fluid inputs and outputs. And I thought I made the LV energy input hatch. I did not. I guess I have to wait for one of them to craft. Neat. That shouldn't be too bad. Some battery stuff happening. We got some plate stuff happening. I expect some wire stuff happening. Yep. Wire stuff just starting to kick off. Cool. Yeah. So I think we're saving some time splitting all this up. I guess it's really going to become apparent once we have a lot of things being crafted. Now we will be able to stack more machines up along the side here. We will have to run power, but that's not too bad. We know we can pass cables through that same block space. So we could have another 2, 4, 6, another 12 of these electric compressors here. And same for all of these machines without having to change the layout too much. Without having to introduce any new AE2 channels. And that's going to give us the ability to craft a lot of stuff really fast. Are we ever going to need to craft that much? I guess we'll find out. But sweet. Better carry on with this. Cool. Made the hatch and a dehumidifier. Stop rain and snow particles in its surroundings. Interesting. That's not too hard to make. Oh, we need a sponge. That's forbidden. We'll deal with that later. But I did also see we got a steel item input and output hatch as a reward, which, yeah, okay, might have been kind of handy. We get a machine hull. We get a feeding trough. Auto feeds nearby animals. I'm assuming you have to put food in it. That might be handy if we needed a bunch of animals. But okay. So we need to chuck in this energy hatch. Probably here. And then I'm actually out of tin cables. And how do we want to run this? Maybe down along here. And nice. Set up. So item input, item output, fluid input, fluid output. Is that going to be the best way to set this up? I don't know. And then super fancy power cables. I'm actually very impressed with how well these steam turbines keep up. We don't even have batteries or anything yet. I mean, we haven't actually started running this, so what can we use this for? Let's get rid of all this stuff. Is there something we can quickly test out? Like we could make stainless steel. We don't have manganese or chromium, so no. Actually, that was right. Aluminum or bauxite dust. Bauxite. That might be the ticket. Actually, we've got a whole bunch of bauxite dust here. Oh, and we have a visitor. Cool. And we will check this, I guess, all in here. And let's start with a stack and get this fired up. And we'll see how our power holds up, which may not be super great. I mean, he's only using 32. That's kind of slow. That is kind of slow. But power's holding steady. Steam is holding steady. Water, fine. Cool. Appears to be working pretty well. But hey, somebody hiding in the background. But hey, we got ourselves this steel electric electric blast furnace, powered by power. We got a whole bunch of machines happening, and the factory's almost getting tidy. We just got a little bit more to tidy up, and it's going to be sweet. Hey, it's been ClassicDuff. Thanks for watching. We'll come back next time for some more All of Fabric 5. Person hiding in the trees. Cheers.